Hi everyone, it's your boy Ray. Welcome to the Plan of the Week vlog. Right now we just started up 19 weeks out. So even though it's still a long ways out, still got to be aware of like time and pacing and such like that. So like I don't want to be too far ahead, but I don't want to be too far behind. So as long as I'm making my goals for each week, I shouldn't really do anything more drastic because so far everything has been working, and right now I'm at my lowest at my prep thus far ever since I started training on the 29th of March. Like I'm at my lowest right now, but we'll see how my strength keeps up for today. And so let's start with what I'm going to do for the week. So for the strength half of the week, I'm going to be switching over the main lifts to doing triples. So last week I did fives, and so this week I'll do triples. And the week before last week I did triples there. I like the idea of kind of switching every other week. My original intention was to maybe do like block periods, maybe like 2 weeks or 3 block periods. Stick with like threes or fives, and maybe try and do like small progression. But I think doing every other week to switch in between like strength hypertrophy and doing max effort. I think I like that idea. For the strength training, so that way I don't feel like I'm going to lower down the weight for the sake of lowering the weight, or maybe doing too much when obviously I do too much. But to do like strength hypertrophy and max effort, I think I like to stay within that realm of like 70 to 80%, 70 to 80 plus percent, not as close to 90, but somewhere around there where I can still work with a fairly heavy amount of weight for the strength days. So I'm gonna try and alternate those each and every other week, or every other week. Try to think about that, every other week. So yeah, so that's all today. For squats, or for leg day for squats, I'm gonna do 5 sets of 3. All right, so we'll see how the next 2 days goes for that. So the hypertrophy section, I think my blueprint for push days are pretty fine. The volume is there. Adding a little bit more volume to shoulders last week, I think it felt pretty key. So I'm going to keep that idea of how I want to balance like the push days between the chest pushes and the shoulder pushes, or horizontal push and vertical push. So I have a good balance there. Leg day hypertrophy, I think it's fairly okay, but I'm still up in the air about how I need to approach squats. I think this week, now I'm going to promise myself now, I'm putting this on the vlog right now, I'm going to promise myself that I'm going to try and do high repetitions. So when I do high repetitions, remember, I'm talking to myself, lower down the weight, lower down the percentage of the 1 rep max. So if I'm doing 70% for fives, maybe like 55 to 60% to do high reps. So let's do that. And remember, when you do high reps for really big movements like squats or deadlifts, you want to make sure you do a weight where your form is not going to degrade, because when your form degrades, then you're going to risk yourself of injury. So in my mind, even though I've been able to do 225 for 10 in the past, or I bet I could do 225 right now fresh, that's just 1 set. Now to do it for multiple sets, I probably wouldn't be able to do it. So yeah, lower the weight down, and let's try to hit for high reps this week. And with the theme of high reps this week, I'm going to try to do the same with deadlifts as well. I think pulling wise, my speed is there, so I don't think I really need to work on speed work anymore, because it feels like I'm just progressing. And even though the weights are maybe not as huge as other people's, pulling 275 really fast, it's mind-boggling to me that it goes up that fast. Or even like 305, it's not 315, but even 305 goes up pretty fast. And even if I hype myself for it, it's like whoosh, it's like instant. So maybe not try speed work for this week, but same thing with or the same mind with how I want to do squats. Let's try and do some high repetitions. But remember, perfect form, or not, I'm gonna say perfect form, but good form when you're doing deadlifts, right? All right, so that's my plan of the week. And man, I just got to keep up with my goals right now. Oh, I did do my macro adjustment for this week, and simply enough, it's just lowering down the carbs. So proteins and fats have the fat intake has been the same, but it's just a slight decrease in carbs. Maybe next week, depending on how this week progresses, I have to do a fat and protein adjustment, or maybe not a protein adjustment, maybe a fat adjustment as well, because I don't want to have my total daily intake of fat to be so high as my carbs go down. And maybe we'll do a lot of switching around. Maybe allocate some calories over, or allocate some of like the other macronutrients over to protein or something like that, because I'm gonna need to up my protein at some point. But other than that, everything's working. Just a slight drop in carbs. That's it. All right, that's the plan of the week. Let's do this. This is for September, baby. Boom.